We're going to lay out the ground rules for our meeting and make clear that we're going to ask them for clear yes and no answers to each of our specific questions so we know where they stand. So what kind of answers are we looking for? Yes or no, that's correct. For our state officials, we are going to demand that they support a state budget that meets our needs, reform for tenants living in public housing, reforming and expanding the SCREE and DRE programs, passing the Clean Hand Act to protect tenants from abusive landlords, and support the call for a free rent freeze. Are those the things we want? Yes, those are the things we want. And we are going to demand that our city officials support the call for a rent freeze and pass budget that includes funding for NYCHA, expanding guaranteed income programs. Does these sound good to you? These are the things you want? It's important that everyone knows that every elected official in attendance was offered a pre-meeting to go over tonight's agenda and sent a ask and demand document in advance, so they all know what they're being asked to do. As you came in, you got a folder that included tonight's agenda and some voting paddles. Green means yes, red means no. Does everyone have those? Yes. All right. After we lay out each issue, we're going to ask you if you think it's something the city or state should do. We want our elected officials to see that we are united. So, we want to see a lot of green and hear a lot of cheers. Can we practice? Okay. Then we're going to ask each elected to respond. We're going to record their response on the big report card behind us. If an elected official says no or won't give a clear ask, we're going to ask you if you approve of their response. So we want to see a bunch of red paddles and hear a lot of boos if they say no. If a few officials have refused to come or meet with us, despite lots of outreach from their constituents, for these elected officials, we are going to have empty chairs that show that they are not standing with us. So when we ask the empty chairs, we already know that they have refused to give a clear answer. So when we want to show our disapproval of that as well. At the end of our actions, any elected official who has answered yes to everything will be given a chance to speak as one of our tenant champions. If people do not say yes to anything, we will refuse to give a clear answer. We're not offering them a public platform to speak, but we will reach out and to follow up for a meeting. Afterwards, we're going to describe those report cards to everyone in our building and organizations, and so folks are clear on where our elected officials stand. Everyone has a copy of the report card in the back of their agenda, so they can follow along and mark the response themselves. Those that sound good, does that sound good to everyone? Let me hear you. Let me hear you if it sounds good to everyone. Yeah. All right, thank you very much. Now I'm going to pass this on to Ms. Barbara Williams.
Good evening, everyone. Can you hear me? If you can hear me, clap 2 times. One little thing that we seem to have forgotten, and you know I like to include everybody when I'm talking. I want you to know what I'm saying. We believe in language justice here. And I'm going to invite the translator to come up and give instructions for those who do not speak English. Is our translator here? Yes.
Vamos a tratar de cambiar de canal porque tiene mucha interferencia. No sabemos si está interfiriendo con este tipo o con otro. Vamos a buscar un canal que suene bien y mientras, discúlpenos, y vamos a hacer todo lo posible por resolverlo inmediatamente. Cuando les digamos, levanten la mano para que les demos otro aparato y sepamos quién necesita.
Alrighty, everybody. It seems we're having a little problem with the headset. We need to find a channel to translate for those with the headset. Please forgive us for that. But I want to say, welcome. We're going to practice our chants now, and Miss Eva will be doing that. Here we go.
Hello, hello. Can you hear me? Yes, okay. So I'm pretty sure you're all really familiar with the chant, so we're just practicing. Obviously, when they say no, that's when we want to, after we say boo, we want to chant the hardest. So let's start with, I think, the familiar one. What do we want? House and justice. When do we want it? Now. What do we want? House and justice. When do we want it? Now. What do we want? House and justice. When do we want it? Now. Fight, fight, fight. Housing is a human right. 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 Perfect. Yeah. When public housing is under attack, what do we do? Stand up, fight back. When public housing is under attack, what do we do? Stand up, fight back. When public housing is under attack, what do we do? Stand up, fight back. If we don't get it, shut it down. If we don't get it, shut it down. If we don't get it, shut it down. That's right, I think we're ready.
Really good, guys. Really good. Now, when we want you to do that, that's what we're looking for. But we're going to do a little more practicing now. When you came in, each person had we gave you some cards. A green card and a red card. Let me see your green cards. Anybody who don't have a green and red card, please let us know. We will have someone to bring it over to you. Anybody? Okay. Red. Red cards. Anybody need red? We want to make sure that you have the equipment, ladies and gentlemen, to do what you got to do tonight. For those of you who do not know, we want to welcome our Upper Manhattan elected officials to the Uptown Tenants Town Hall. My name is Barbara Williams.
Ms. Barbara, do you want them in first? Do you want to bring them in first and welcome them?
Okay, bring the chanter back over here, please. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to ask you to chant. And I don't want your in-house voices today.
What do we want? Housing justice. When do we want it? Now. What do we want? Housing justice. When do we want it? Now. What do we want? Housing justice. When do we want it? Now. What do we want? Housing justice. When do we want it? Now. And if we don't get it, shut it down. We don't want it.
Shut it down.
We don't want it. Shut it down. The tenants united will never be defeated. The tenants united will never be defeated. The tenants
United will never be defeated.
tenants
United will never be defeated.
fight.
Housing is a human right.
Fight, fight, fight.
Housing is a human right. 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 Now, housing justice. Now, housing justice. Now, housing justice. Now, shut it down. Shut it down.
Tenants' rights are under attack. What do we do? Tenants' rights are under attack. What do we do?
Stand by.
Rights are under attack. What do we do?
Stand by.
Tenants' rights are under attack. What do we do?
Everybody on your feet, your elected officials.
Now,
Everybody stand up.
shut it down.
United
Will never be defeated.
Tenants united
Will never be defeated.
Tenants united
Will never be defeated.
Stand up. Stand up.
United.
will never be defeated.
United.
Will never be defeated.
The tenants. United.
Will never be defeated.
Hey! Yes! Yes! We want to welcome our Upper Manhattan elected officials to the Uptown Tenants Town Hall.
Yay!
Woo! My name is Barbara Williams.
Hi, Barbara.
Hi there, Mr. Jackson. How are you, sir? And I am a board member and leader of Community Voices Heard, and a proud resident of Pologram Tower. I am joined by Gilbert Butcher from Met Council on Housing as my co-chair. We appreciate that you've come out, and we want to recognize our officials. We have in the house Senator Claire. Senator Jackson.
Yay!
Council Member of Brewer.
Welcome.
Assemblymember Taylor, is he in the house? Not yet, he's coming.
This way.
Bipartisan.
And Assemblymember Diallo? Diallo. He has his representative. People, that's what I mean about the person that's on point. If they can't get here, they got somebody to speak to us. So give this young man a hand for
Welcome.
Okay. Gentlemen, ladies, please have a seat.
Somebody just came in.
I'm sorry. Oh, Senator Serrano just walked in the house. People, let's give him a hand. Better late than never. Okay, we're going to get started now. Tonight, we're going to hear about key sets of issues that are confronting tenants in our neighborhoods. We all stand united about how important these issues are. After each one, we're going to ask the crowd how they feel about this issue, and then we're going to ask each of our elected officials to respond with a simple yes or no as to whether they stand with tenants on this issue. And we are going to record their responses on these report cards behind me. So everyone is clear. At the end of the night, any of the officials who have answered yes to all of these asks will be recognized as a tenant champion and asked to speak for 1 minute. Everyone also has a copy of the report card on the back of their agenda, so they can follow along and mark responses themselves. Does that sound good to everybody?
Yes.
We want to remind our elected guests that we have sent you all this agenda ahead of time and either had a pre-meeting with them or offer one. So we know that you are prepared for what we are about to ask you. But first, we want to introduce you to who is in the house. Mr. Gilbert.
Okay, you hear me? Right. We want you to know who is in the house, what organizations are with us. So when I yell out the names, make some noise. Is Met Council in the house? Right. It's tenants and neighbors in the house. Right. Is Community Voices heard in the house? Right. Beautiful. All right, let's get to the issues.
Well, I need to make an announcement today before we get fully started. I only have one leg, but I got a big mouth.
Can you give me an agenda so I can see the details?
Before we begin, we want you to know that Councilman Salam and De La Rosa is here in the house. Unfortunately, they must leave early. So we won't be able to hear all the testimony. and respond to the ask. They won't be able to hear all of the testimony and respond to the ask. But we appreciate them coming, and we want to hear where they stand now and recognize them for supporting tenants if they commit to standing with us. So I'm going to go over to Councilman Salam. He's one of our councilors who's leaving early, but we appreciate him being here. Thanks for being here, Councilman. Councilman Salam, will you support the police? Let everybody see how handsome you are. This is our councilman. When you walk in the street, you got a problem, stop and make a call. Councilman Salam, will you support and demand a city budget that includes $4 billion for NYCHA capital repairs and operating funds? Will you support and demand a city budget that increases funding for the Bridge Pilot Program for $1.5 million to $10 million? Will you join your constituents and sign the petition calling for a rent freeze? And will you
Ms. Barber, do you want him to answer?
I'm asking him for yes or no, sir. Yeah, I'm going to give you the mic because I want everybody to hear what you got to say. Here we go.
Test. Can you hear me? Yes. Okay, great. So, as you were reading the permission to explain my answer.
Only a yes or no. Yes or no.
I say yes, but I was going to say y'all need to ask for more.
I like that too. But we'll take the yes
We'll never be defeated. United, we'll never be defeated. We'll never be defeated.
He's answering all three. All three asks.
Yeah. Woo! All right. Right answer. Right
Ms.
answer.
De La Rosa, please stand up. Ms. De La Rosa, will you support the demand a city budget that increases funding for the Bridge Pilot Program from $1.5 million to $10 million? Yes or no? Councilwoman De La Rosa, will you join your constituents and sign the petition calling for rent freeze?
I've already signed it, yes.
All right.
Councilwoman De La Rosa,
I'm sorry. Excuse me. Tenemos ya equipo.
Go ahead, Ms. Barber. I'm sorry.
Councilwoman De La Rosa, will you support and demand a city budget that includes $4 billion for NYCHA capital repairs and operating funds? Yes or no?
Yes, absolutely.
Oh, make some noise.
Green, all over the house. Thank you, Miss Delora. Thank you for coming. Go to your yellow today, but when you come back, you stay full time. Well, that's it. Okay. Wonderful.
Thank you all. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Ya tenemos equipo nuevo de producción. Pasen atrás, por favor. Ahora sí ya no va a fallar. Tráiganos el aparatito que habían tomado y les vamos a dar uno nuevo. Y tienen que firmar, ponernos su nombre de teléfono. Y cuando termine todo, lo traen otra vez a la mesa, por favor. Gracias.
Tenants united will never be defeated.
Tenants united will never be defeated. Tenants united will never be defeated.
Tenants united will never be defeated. What do we want? United will never be defeated. What do we want? Housing. When do we want it? Now. What do we want? Housing. When do we want it? Now. What do we want? Housing. When do we want it? Now. That's right. We don't get it. Shut it down. 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 If we don't get it, shut it down. That's right.
Okay, we're starting again, ladies and gentlemen. Everything that we are talking about tonight is for us. I'd like to see what I'm seeing in the house. Thank you all so much for coming out. Again, you know who I am, Barbara. For each ask, we will ask the audience to vote if their support bill, then ask each elected official for a yes or a no, and mark the response on the report card. We just missed over on that because our elected officials had to leave early, but now we're getting back on track. So forgive us for moving forward and backing up, but sometimes that's what you got to do to get things done. Currently, negotiations between the Senate, Assembly, and the governor still haven't resolved some key issues. For us, we want to highlight several priorities. First, the Assembly, one House budget includes $5 billion over 5 years for desperately needed repairs in public housing across the state. Neighbors, do we need every dollar for that to stay in the final budget? Yes. I want you to talk your outside voice. Do we need every penny to stay in the final budget? Yes. Hey, that's what I want to hear. Second, the Housing Access Voucher Program will provide new housing vouchers for thousands of New Yorkers. Neighbors, do we need that program funded in the budget? Yes! That's what I want to hear. All right. Third, the current One House budget includes Baby Bucks program and the Working Families Tax Credit that would both put unrestricted cash into pockets of New Yorkers who need it most. Neighbors, do we need every dollar of those programs to be funded? Hey, y'all got me smiling on the inside. And finally, although they don't go very far, enough, both the state and the assembly budget include increases in income tax for the millionaires and billionaires for the wealthiest corporations. Friends, do we need the rich to pay their fair share? Okay. Well now, we want to hear from our elected officials. And Mr. Gilbert.
Nope. Right. So, as a representative for Assemblyman Taylor, will you personally urge your leadership to demand a final budget that includes funds for public housing, the Housing Access Voucher Program, guaranteed income programs, and asks the rich to pay the fair share? This is a yes or no answer.
Yes.
Green.
Well now, Assembly Member Wright. He's not here. How do you feel about that? Assembly Member Gibbs. He's not here. How do you feel about that? Please stand. Thank you. Yes or no answer. Would you personally urge your leadership to demand a final budget that includes funds for public housing, the Housing Access Voucher Program, guaranteed income programs, and ask the rich to pay their fair share?
Already have and will continue. Yes.
Yes. Mr. Serrano, thank you. Will you personally urge your leadership to demand a final budget that includes funds for public housing, the Housing Access Voucher Program, guaranteed income programs, and ask the rich to pay their fair share?
Yes.
Jackson, my man. You know your answer, but I'll ask anyway. Will you personally argue for leadership to demand a final budget that includes funds for public housing, the Housing Access Voucher Program, guaranteed income programs, and ask the rich to pay their fair share?
Yes.
That's the way. All right, thank you for standing. Will you personally argue for your leadership to demand a final budget that includes funds for public housing? Sorry, city, okay. So, that's it? Well, here we are. Shame. All right, thank you all.
Who's home? Our home. Who's home? Our home. Who's home? Our home. Who's home? Our home. What do we want? Housing justice. When do we want it? Now. What do we want? Housing justice. When do we want it? Now. What do we want? Housing justice. When do we want it? Now. We don't get it. Shut it down. We don't get it. Shut it down. We don't get it. Shut it down. We
Tim.
Buenas tardes. Mi nombre es Lourdes. Soy presidente de Uptown Tenants. Buenas tardes. Mi nombre es Lourdes Bey.
Okay.
Soy presidente de Uptown 6.
Now you move.
Recientemente hubo una conversión de sesión 9 a sesión 8. A nosotros no nos pidieron opinión sobre el cambio que iban a hacer. La sesión 9 tiene proyectos que a nosotros nos convienen. Por ejemplo, si pierdo mi trabajo y no puedo pagar la renta, no me pueden sacar del apartamento. Bajo sesión 8, sí lo pueden hacer. Siento que pierdo cualquier...
I want to translate so far. She has a little more to go. My name is Lourdes Belis, and I am a resident of Upaka 6. Recently, Upaka 6 had a conversion from Section 9 to Section 8. They did not ask our opinion about the changes that they're going to make. Section 9 has projects that are not convenient for us. For example, if I lose my job and I cannot pay the rent, they can evict me from my apartment under Section 8.
En cambio, si voy a tener protección y puedo vivir en paz, aunque no tengan los arreglos necesarios. Siento que pierdo en cualquier situación. En sección 8 me pueden sacar del apartamento. En sección 9 no tengo ese problema.
On the other hand, under Section 9, I'm going to have more protections and I can live in peace, even though they don't fix what we need to be fixed in our apartments. I think that I lose in both situations. Under Section 8, they can evict me more easily, but under Section 9, we have no maintenance, no repairs.
Recientemente, residentes de sección 9 deben tener el derecho de saber el pro y la contra sobre cualquier cambio y deben tener el derecho de opinar con un voto.
Residents in Section 9 need to have the right to know the pros and cons about any changes, and they need to have the right to vote and give their opinion through their vote.
Por eso es que yo apoyo por cualquier decisión que tenga un voto. Por eso es que ustedes deben de apoyar la ley del voto universal RAD para que la gente tenga derecho de votar cuando haya una conversión.
That's why I support any decision that supports having a vote. That's why you as well need to support the universal RAD law about voting, so that people have the right to vote whenever there is a conversion.
That's right. También necesitamos accesorio nuevo en toda sesión 9 y 8. Todo el mundo debe tener los mismos beneficios y tener accesorio nuevo que salvan energía. Por eso ustedes deben de apoyar el nuevo pacto verde para vivienda.
We also need new appliances throughout Section 9 and 8. Everybody should have the same benefits and appliances, new appliances that save energy. That's why you and all of us need to support the new Green Park for Public Housing.
That's right.
Alrighty, we're gonna move on.
All right, thank you.
Our next person.
So, yes.
Sorry.
Thank you, Barbara. So first, we want to recognize that Senator Cordell Clare is the lead sponsor of these bills. Senator?
Is that
Give
you?
it up, give it up. Give it up. Senator, thank you for your advocacy for our communities. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
So here we are, non-Gabibs. Does not stand with us. So how do you feel about that? Assemblyman Wright will not commit to supporting us. How do you feel about that? Young man, please stand.
Young man.
Stand. So will you co-sponsor and advocate to pass the Universal Grad Vote Act and the Green New Deal for public housing?
We are already co-sponsors on these bills, so thank you very much for your advocacy, and thank you for coming out tonight.
So yes. Yeah, we know where you stand, but we'll ask, will you co-sponsor and advocate for to pass the Universal Grad Vote Act and the Green New Deal for public housing?
Absolutely.
Professor Reynolds, will you co-sponsor and advocate to pass the Universal RAD Vote Act and Green New Deal for public housing?
Yes.
We like that word. Yes, we like that word. Senator Jackson.
Yes.
Aye. That's green. That's a yes. That's a yes. That's a yes. Thank you, Senator. Well, I know how I feel. How do you feel?
I knew that.
Yes. Shame. 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 Shame.
We don't need them now.
All right, moving right along. Moving right along. And next, we're going to have a testimony from Miss Rain Riley. And your name? Brenda will be filling in for Miss Riley.
Amen to all our housing ordinance. Good evening, everyone. My name is Brenda Irizarry. I'm a member of Tenants.
Hold the mic close to your mouth.
Can you hear me now? Yeah. All right. Okay, so my name is Brenda Irizarry. I am a member of Tenants and Neighbors. I'm just going to give a brief testimony.
Hold the mic close to your mouth.
I'm just. Okay. All right. I'm just going to give two testimonies. One of my own, very brief, and the other one will be from Rainey Riley, who's also a member. Are you Rainey Riley?
Yeah, it's just hard to get here with a wheelchair.
Oh, okay. So, all right. Then since you're here, I will read it out. That's okay? All right. So, anyway, I just want to thank everybody for being here and also our political officials. Thank you so much.
So, my name is Rainey Riley, and I am a member of the New York State Tenants and Neighbors Coalition. I am here today to urge the legislature to pass critical reforms to street and DREET programs. Programs that are supposed to protect our most vulnerable neighbors from rising rents. Right now, thousands of low-income seniors and New Yorkers with disabilities are either unaware that these programs exist or can't qualify because of outdated income limits and bureaucratic barriers. It's complicated. It's complicated. Even those who do qualify often find the process confusing, time-consuming, and inaccessible. There are many other low-income, disabled tenants like myself, and even more seniors who have lived in my building for upwards of 20 years that are rent stabilized. Yet, a simple policy is keeping them from knowing about and qualifying for street and DREET.
That ain't right.
And that
Because of this, they are being displaced unfairly and unethically.
That ain't right.
Good part, landlords. Okay. Landlords are notorious for retaliating against any union activities and harassing those asking for their rights to be honored. It is imperative that tenants are informed by their landlords directly about their legal rights and assistance options like street and DREET. We all want the same goal: to be housed and safe. We are calling for 6 key reforms, including, all right, bear with me because these are bill numbers, all right, legislation. Bill S1 457A. And the Assembly bill is A5344.
What's the Senate bill and then we can say it again?
S1 457A. That bill has to do with increases the income threshold to $67,000 and index it to a cost of living adjustment moving forward. going to ask is, we urge you to support legislation that modernizes and expands these programs. So no one, including myself, has to choose between rent and basic necessities. Thank you for your time and for the commitment to housing justice.
Housing justice. When do we want it? Now. When do we want it? Housing justice. When do we want it?
Now.
When do we want it?
Housing justice.
When do we want it?
Now.
Fight, fight, fight.
Housing is a human right.
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 Okay. That sounds really important. Audience, do you think we should pass the 3 and 3 reform package?
Yes.
All right. We now have the audience and what they feel. Let's hear from our elected officials.
Well, here we are. How do you feel about the fact that he will not support us? Assembly Member Wright will not commit to supporting us. How do you feel? Young man, will you sponsor and advocate to pass this 3 and 3 reform package?
Yes, we will.
Noise! Will you co-sponsor and advocate to pass this 3 and 3 reform program, or package?
All except one, because I'm the prime sponsor.
All right.
Yes.
Yes. Let us know. Will you co-sponsor and advocate to pass this 3 and 3 reform package?
Yes.
All right. Mr. Jackson, will you sponsor and advocate to pass this 3 and 3 reform package? See! Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right, don't forget Adam P. Show. Let everybody know. Adam P. Show.
Housing justice. Now. Housing justice. Now. Housing justice. Now. Housing justice. Now.
We don't get it.
Shut it down.
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 Okay. Hey, you guys seem to be getting y'all like what you hear? Put out all the energy today. When you go home tonight, you have a good night.
I need an answer.
And
Shut
now,
down and shut it down?
You're fighting
What the
for-
heck? But shut it down, what does that mean? You want me to stop paying my rent? What do you mean?
Shut it down is a saying in order to
I know
rally-
it's a term,
You're
but
asking,
I wanna know
let me,
something.
I can give you my answer.
Okay.
It's a rallying cry in order to try to get the bill changed and the governor signed into law and those things like that. So when you say, if we don't get it, we're going to shut it down.
But
And
shut
we
what
may
down?
shut it
Okay, I
down.
hear you, it's a rallying cry.
Yes, it's a
But I
rallying
understand.
cry.
I'm frustrated. I'm hearing
I
yes, and I'm a constituent, and I'm frustrated.
excuse me,
because this is
constituent.
silly.
Excuse me, Miss Constituent.
And I don't know what shut it down means. You're
We'll let
asking
you-
me to say something.
Would
and I
someone
don't-
please take this constituent to the side and explain, shut it down for her, so that we can move on. We don't want to be rude, but we like to get an answer for her. So, let's do that, and then we could move forward. Now, our next presenter, Ms. Liz Williams, from Community Voices Heard.
get a good shot.
Good evening, everyone.
You got a good shot.
My name is
You got a good shot there.
and I've been a resident of 118
Well,
East
the video.
103rd Street my entire life. The apartment and building have needed repairs for as long as it can remember.
That's not right.
Cracked ceilings, uneven floors, lack of heat in the winter, broken building doors, you name it. For years, we complained to our landlord, and for years, those requests went ignored.
That's not right.
Or they were attempted to be fixed haphazardly. We tried everything in our power to make them listen. Ultimately, they only listened when we did what hurt them the most. The building and I organized and went on a rent strike. And guess what? In the matter of months, everyone's repairs were being addressed. However, without CVH and the backing of the Legal Aid Society, we could have been evicted. I'm here today to ask our city and state legislators to protect the hard-working tenants of New York City and not allow slumlords like Emerald Equities to evict tenants from their homes. The Clean Hands Act will make it illegal for landlords to sue tenants on housing court if they have allowed any open violations in our apartments or the common areas of our buildings. This law will protect us from retaliation and give us the tools to fight back and demand repairs. The state should pass it now.
Housing is a human right. Housing is a human right. Housing is a human right. Housing is a human right.
All right, you've done a good job. Keep it up, people. The energy is just getting strong. Okay, that sounds really important. Audience, do you think we should pass the Clean Hands Act?
Yeah, oh man.
All right, we know how the audience feels. Now we're going to go and hear from our elected officials.
We start again. Assemblyman Gibbs will not commit to supporting us. How do you feel about that? Assemblyman Member Wright also will not commit to supporting us. And we stand. Will you co-sponsor and advocate to pass the Clean Hands Act?
Yes, yes, yes. We already on the bill anyway, so.
Well, will you co-sponsor and advocate to pass the Clean Hands Act?
Yes.
Will you, I'm sorry, Serrano, pardon me. Will you co-sponsor and advocate to pass the Clean Hands Act?
Yes.
Michael Jackson, I think we know, but I'll ask. Will you co-sponsor and advocate to pass the Clean Hands Act?
Is that what you want me to do?
Oh yeah!
See, yes, right. See, me, yes.
All right, thank you.
Oh, we're not Adam. It's a no-show. Vote for Adam. That's right.
All right. All right, we're going to move on. We have another testimony to be given. And we're going to hear that for the rent freeze, Miss Elaine Jefferson from Matt Thompson. Does that work for you? Good evening. My name is Elaine Jefferson. I am a member leader at Met Council on Housing, a member of Savoy Parks Tenants Union, and a member of the Citizens Committee for New York City. Savoy Park has over 1,800 rent-stabilized units in 5 17-floor buildings with an estimated population of about 3,000 people. A rent-free freeze pledge we need is important to me and my fellow tenants at Savoy Park because, 1, no pay increases have been granted to any tenant I know living at Savoy Park, with some tenants having more than one job to make ends meet. 2, necessities such as ample food, childcare, transportation, shoes, clothing, medications, medical, eye, and dental care, and more have simply become unaffordable, especially for senior citizens and young growing families. Living conditions at Savoy Park have deteriorated rather than improved.
That's not right.
A, we have been living under scaffolding for over 5 years. B, the brickwork repairs remain unfinished for over 5 years. C, the park benches still remain broken. D, the park yards have more weeds than grass. E, children are confined to play in fenced-off playgrounds. But dogs are welcome to play and poop everywhere in town. F, the trees and bushes are unattended, looking dangerous and dead, and flower beds remain unkept.
That ain't right.
That ain't right. G, theft of delivered packages, laundry from the laundry rooms, apartments being broken into and valuables stolen, and no clean facilities to securely store bikes unless you store your bike in your apartment. H, stabbings, shootings, assaults, graffiti, homeless sleeping in the stairwells, and drug dealers plague our buildings. 4, housing costs are the #1 driver of inflation and tenants' biggest expense each month. The New York Times reported that the New York's black population has decreased more than 200,000 people over the past 20 years because of the high cost of living.
That ain't right.
The mayor-appointed Rent Guidelines Board decides how much our rent increases each year for over 2.4 million New York City rent-stabilized tenants. 7, over the last 3 years, our members appointed by Mayor Adams to the Rent Guide Board, rent payments have increased for rent-stabilized tenants by 9%. And 8, according to the Rent Guidelines Board, landlord incomes are up by 12%. We are here tonight asking every elected official to pledge to join our campaign to freeze the rent, and everyone here to vote like a tenant, because tenants can elect the next mayor of New York City.
let's make it more. All right. Rent freeze. Woo. It's frozen. Okay. We do need rent freeze. Let's vote.
Yes.
All right. How do you feel that we need this rent freeze?
Yes. Yes. Make some noise for rent freeze. Oh yeah. Mr. Gibbs will not commit or support our cause. How do you feel? Yes. Mr. Wright will not support or commit. How do you feel? Yeah. Would you join your constituents and sign the petition calling for rent freeze?
The member said he would join anything that will help alleviate the pain on the residents and the tenants.
Yes or no?
Sound like a yes?
Yes or no?
Is that a yes?
Wait, hold on. Who's screaming?
Yes or no?
I can't answer that. She no. Based on
His answer is no.
Yes or no?
Cannot speak for him.
All right.
Senator Claire, would you join your constituents in signing the petition calling for rent freeze? Oh yeah. Take my arm. Will you join your constituents and sign the petition calling for rent freeze?
yes.
All right, thank you. Yes. Senator Jackson. Will you join your constituents and sign the petition calling for rent freeze?
C. Yes. C. Yes. C. Yes. Also, I will give testimony at the written guidelines board.
Woo! Make some noise. Yes, Jackson. Senator Jackson, always there and ready. Thank you, sir. So what I'm ready. Will you join your constituents and sign the petition calling for rent freeze?
I finally get a question. Yes, yes, yes.
Some noise. Yes, thank you, sir. Thank you.
Turn Adams upside down.
What do we want? When do we want it?
Now.
What do we want?
Rent freeze.
When do we want it?
Now.
What do we want?
Rent freeze. Right, you hear me? All right, we have a letter from Diana Ayala, who could not make it this evening. So I'd like to read that to you. To the members of Met Council on Housing, tenants, and neighbors, and community voices heard, power. I am sorry that I cannot join you today for the Uptown Tenant Town Hall, but I share your commitment to ensure that every New Yorker has dignified housing and enough money to make ends meet. Therefore, I can proudly commit to you all, to demand a city budget that includes $4 billion for capital repairs and operating expenses for NYCHA, an increase in the bridge program guaranteed income pilot from $1.5 million to $10 million. And furthermore, I support the call for an NYC rent freeze. As tenants have already faced too many increases. I look forward to meeting you face to face with representatives of your organizations within the next 30 days to further discuss strategy to make these priorities forward, to take these priorities forward. Sincerely, Diana Ayala, Deputy Speaker, NYC Council District 8. So, in just 2 months, our city needs to finalize its own budget. So we want to highlight some crucial issues that must be included. So I'd like to introduce Elizabeth Cepeda from CDE.
Good evening, everyone. Can you hear me good?
Yes.
Okay.
Louder.
Can you hear me? Yes. All right, that's good. Pull me up a little bit. My name is Elizabeth Cepeda. I am a resident of Polo Grounds and I've been living here for 28 years. Growing up here, I have seen the building deteriorate. My main concern is the effect these conditions have on my health, my son, and the seniors and children around me. I have asthma. I've dealt with an issue of broken pipes for 1.5 years.
That is right.
Because of this, my asthma got worse. The humidity was so thick, it made me feel like I couldn't breathe in my apartment. I had to leave my apartment door open in order for ventilation to come in, which caused me to have sleepless nights because I was worried someone would come in and do harm. The ceiling started to sweat, which caused air bubbles on the walls and ceilings. And it got so bad that every time I cooked, I had to use an umbrella or anything else that I couldn't use.
And that ain't right!
To prevent the water from hitting my food, getting into my food. Due to the cracks that the water leaks and humidity have caused in my apartment, dirt is now getting in, which has given rashes all over my body, as you guys can see.
And that ain't right!
I've been admitted to the hospital for a week due to the conditions of the apartment. All of this causes me stress and depression. I get so sick and depressed sometimes I feel like I can't even take care of my son. Due to the lack of repairs and my health conditions, I feel like this apartment is slowly killing me. This is why the city must pass a budget that commits $4 billion for public housing capital repairs to repair over 15,000 units in New York City.
I know I'm not the only one being affected by these conditions, and no one should have to live with this. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm going to go off script a little bit. I hope you don't mind. I want to share my story, my building. I lived at 709 West 170th Street, Fort Washington. I'm a member leader of a tenant committee, and things in my building went from bad to worse during the pandemic. They removed the super out of my building, and I'll add that my building has been half empty for over 20 years. Wow. Yes, half empty for over 20 years. 20-unit building, half empty for over 20 years. There are two buildings side by side, mine, 709 and 705. It took us quite a while to figure out who the landlord was. And as it turned out, as you know, every year the city puts out the worst landlord list, 100 worst. My landlord was building a dynasty. By that I mean, he was the #1 worst landlord 2 years in a row. 2 years. During the pandemic, we really didn't know what to do. We were depressed and angry and frustrated. So we decided to come together as all the tenants and meet in the lobby of our building and decided to form a committee to find out who this landlord is and to fight. So, with the help of Met Council, MLS, Manhattan Legal Services, Senator Jackson, Congresswoman Rosa, we were able, believe it or not, and the reason I'm sharing this with you is because I want you to know what's possible. It's not easy, it's never easy. It is stressful. But we were able to get our landlord, and his name is Oheb Shalom, thrown in Rikers Island, not once, but twice. So, I'm sharing this with you because I want you to know that it's possible. You know how bad you have to be as a landlord to get thrown into Rikers Island twice? Yeah, bad. At one point, we didn't even have a front door to our building. Yes, you look shocked. It's true. No front door. So we had vagrants coming in and out of the building, using drugs, sleeping under the stairs. We had to throw people out, kick people out. We collected money, all the tenants, bought a security camera for inside the building and outside the building so that we could monitor who was coming in and out. We are now in court. We've been in court with them for the last 3 years or so, a harassment case. And we return again, we resume in August. There's also a criminal case pending against it, which I gave testimony to the grand jury a couple of summers ago. So I'm saying all this to say, you have to stand up and fight for your rights. Get up, stand up, fight for your rights. So I will continue now as I'm getting the rap signal. In just 2 months, the city will, I did this, no? Yes, I did this. So, I'd like to introduce now Rosa Torres. Thank you. Sorry, you have to do an ask. I'm sorry, Barbara.
We can't continue without asking everyone these questions, okay?
Agreed.
Mr. Apri. We want to know, sir. Can't hear you. support and demand a city budget that includes $4 billion for NYCHA capital repairs and operating funds.
Yes.
We have an empty chair, Kevin.
Turn it upside down.
You know something? We and other organizations have invited our mayor to these types of meetings. About 3 or 4 of them. He never shows up.
That ain't
I could say a couple other things about our mayor, but we're running out of time. But we're not going anywhere. You know why? Because I live in Polo Grounds, and I know each of you, basically. We can talk. When you hear about coming out to fight people, come out. It's our decision that leads us. It's for us. And now I'm going to give this back to Gilbert. Thank you so much, everybody.
Here we go.
Wonderful
Torres from CVH.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Rosa Torres. I am a CBH Power Board member and community member leader with Community Voices Heard. I was born and raised in Spanish Harlem. Growing up was a struggle, and unfortunately, I never finished school. In my youth years, I became a teen mother and had to make some sacrifices and try to live a decent life.